It's 4th of July. We are patriotic, we're doing barbecues, we're having fun, we're celebrating the birth of our nation. And for some of us, we're contemplating the question, is it patriotic to pay taxes? And my answer is unequivocally yes. The question is it our patriotic duty to pay the most taxes possible? Or is it our patriotic duty to follow the law in such a way that we pay the least amount of taxes possible? So we have a rule of wealthability. Everything we do is legal, ethical, and moral. It starts with legal. So nothing we ever talk about at wealthability is going to go contrary to the law. Quite the opposite. What we're looking at is what's the intention of the law and what does the government really want us to do? Now we all know from the very early age that we are partners with the government because we look at our paycheck stub and we go, let's see, we've got FICA, Social Security, Medicare, and income taxes all withheld from our paycheck. What does that make us? That makes us a partner with the government. The question is it our duty as a patriotic citizen and resident of the United States to pay the most taxes possible? And the answer is unequivocally no. When you understand how the tax law really works, and the best way to do that is by studying this book, Tax-Free Wealth, what you discover is that the tax law is a series of incentives. And who's it a series of incentives for? Primarily business owners and investors. And why is that? Well, because there are certain things the government wants to accomplish. They want to stimulate the economy. They want to create jobs. They want to create housing, and they want to produce energy. Now, some governments around the world produce all of the energy themselves. A lot of countries own the oil and gas. In the US, we have property rights. And because we have property rights, the government doesn't produce the energy. It is private citizens who produce the energy. The government has tried to build housing. They've not been very successful at it. They create jobs, though they're not as successful at it as the independent business owners. Business tends to be better at creating jobs than the government. Some of you may disagree with that. Stimulating the economy, okay, how does the government do that? Well, the government, in a lot of ways, what they do is they say, look, we're your partner. You can choose to be a silent partner and pay just ordinary taxes. Or if you choose to do these things that we want done, we will give you an incentive to do those in the form of a tax reduction. So you pay less tax as you do more of this. The more of this you do, the less tax you pay. Well, what does that mean? That means that the more jobs you create, the less tax you pay. The more housing you create, the less tax you pay. The more energy you create, the less tax you pay. What the government decided some time ago is they learned that a small tax incentive will produce a big result. Okay, because people hate paying taxes. They just recognize that people hate paying taxes. So basically, they give us two choices. So this is your basic financial statements. We have income statement, income and expense, and we have our balance sheet, assets and liabilities. Now what the government says is, if you take your money and you earn the money and then you spend it on personal items, you're going to pay tax. And you're going to pay tax at the highest rate possible. And the government's fine with that. That's what most people do. However, the government also says, look, if you earn money and in your business and you put it back into your business, then you pay no tax. But here's what they also say. The government also says, look, if you put it into productive assets, and that includes business, real estate, like real estate rental, and energy. One more thing, agriculture. If you put your money back down here, so the money comes in, it goes in here, guess what? No tax. So here's the question on this 4th of July. Who's more patriotic? The person who spends their money on themselves, or the person who puts the money back into their business, back into the economy, who builds jobs, housing, and energy? I would submit to you that the more patriotic person is the one doing what the government wants done, the one that is contributing more to what needs to be done as far as jobs, housing, energy, and agriculture. When that happens, you put more money in your pocket. You actually, as you build your assets, these are all assets, as you build your assets, your taxes go down. As you build your assets, taxes go down. Now, from a selfish standpoint, that's great. We want to build wealth. Everybody is interested in building wealth. Don't tell me you're not. Everybody's interested in building wealth. What if, though, we could build wealth, reduce our taxes, and be more patriotic? I submit to you this 4th of July that the more we do to increase jobs, housing, commercial property, energy, and agriculture, the more patriotic we are, and that it may actually be unpatriotic to pay the most taxes possible. See you next time.